than just. Yeah. Yes, no, she didn't do it this year. It was weird. It was our first year not doing basketball since like 5. It was weird. You want to start now?
Yeah, I was just
Or we can try.
getting it all set up.
Anybody on there?
Nope, but it is recording, so that we have it.
All right.
Because they do get recorded and posted to YouTube. Well, a YouTube link gets posted usually within 24 hours of the meeting, in case anybody wants to relook at it or send somebody. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. We have a few speakers tonight, which is exciting, and we're going to try something new with our meeting tonight. Pretty sure everybody knows I'm Kristen, Amanda, Diana. Yeah. Okay. I was like, I feel like everybody knows everybody pretty much at this point. All right. To approval.
Oh, the
of
minutes first?
Our last meeting was held on November 29th, 2023. There we approved the minutes from our September meeting. Our guest speaker was Antonio Tribbiano from Tarswell and Tribbiano Law. He spoke in depth about what practices this law firm offers. You can look at the full notes and video playback on Smithfield Public School District website and SSELAC school website. And then the board spoke about our goals update, the parent survey, positivity showcase, the Ability Bridges Foundation buddy program, upcoming events, Santa events. And then Eileen gave her special education director's update. And then it was open forum for everybody who attended, and then we ended the meeting. Do we approve?
Everybody
Approve? Yeah. Okay. All right, so first we have Ashley Hogan, who's going to speak to us from Extraordinary Kids.
Hi, everyone. I know most of you here, but for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Ashley Hogan. I'm the owner of Extraordinary Kids Therapy. I spoke to you guys back in May last year, so it's just crazy how much life has changed since then. I did write down a couple of things because I'm sure the last thing they'll want is me rambling up here. But so we opened a year ago, and however, I've been an OT for much longer than that. I've worked in pediatrics for my whole career. Some of you might remember me from Greenville Nursery School as well back in my past life. So it's kind of surreal how much things have changed. But owning this business in Smithfield this past year has just been a dream come true. I was not sure what to expect, and we have grown so fast. And frankly, I was not prepared to grow this fast, but we very quickly adapted. So I have a team of 15 amazing clinicians. Seriously, hiring was terrifying, but I've been so blessed with such an amazing staff. We offer occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, although my physical therapist did just have a baby, so she's carrying a very small caseload right now. We do feeding therapy as well, both under the realm of speech and OT. And then we also run social groups. So we are different by design. So we don't really look like a lot of other places that fall within our niche. And that is intentional. We're very child-led. We are play-based. We lead with our heart. And we really strive to strike a balance between what is best practice, but also what is best for your family. You know, I believe that the expert in the room when we work with families is you as the parents. So it really looks like traditional therapy, but I think that's what kind of makes us unique and stand out from other places. Something that was super important to me when we opened last year, and I had no idea what it would look like, was forming a community. I've worked at several other pediatric clinics, and I really kind of wanted to reject the norm of, you know, you bring the child in, you work with them for 45 minutes, and then you send them home, and there's very little carryover there. So we have really tried to form a strong family relationship in our clinic. The kiddos look forward to coming every week. They love their therapists. It really extends outside of the therapy room. And then our parents who come as well, that's like the most beautiful thing that's emerged from all of this. It's really like one big family in our waiting room. I think that they also get their own little therapy session out of it as well. So we do not have a wait list. You know, we opened a year ago, so although we have grown so fast, we are still able to take in a pretty high volume of clients, and do have a big staff. We work with most insurance plans. However, we do not take Medicaid at this time, which I know is a big disappointment for most people, but they have definitely given us the runaround. It's not easy to get in network with Medicaid. I have some people from the state helping me, but our framework doesn't really align with some of the restrictions that they have. So I don't really believe in, 30 minutes of therapy once a week for a child who has very severe needs. So we do have 5 spots that offer a scholarship for kiddos. So we don't really say no to anyone. Sometimes we just have to get a little bit creative. We host one community event for free every month. We've done some sensory Saturdays, we've done some parent workshops. So we really strive to make sure that our services are accessible to anyone who needs it. This is a very big year for us. We're introducing a couple new programs. Figure let's do it now while we still have momentum, and then everything has kind of just worked out. I have a really passionate team. We're going to be hosting some parent workshops. I just wrapped up my doctoral program, and all of my research was based in parent support. So we have recently partnered with Child and Family of Rhode Island, and we are hosting Circle of Parents workshops and support groups in the clinic. Our next one is February 6th. If anyone would like to come, it'll be on our social media. It's such a great event. We're going to do some parent training nights for feeding and sensory at home. And we have one that's going to be in February, making a binder to keep all of your kids' evaluations and IEPs and everything in to make yourself a strong advocate. And we're going to be doing something with SSELAC, I believe, in February. Before I open the floor for some questions, I figured I'd use this opportunity to make kind of an exciting announcement. We're actually going to be opening a second clinic in May. It is 4 minutes and 30 seconds up the road from where we are now. I've timed it many times because I know change is hard for me and everyone else. It is 6 times the size of our current facility. So it's going to, I have a very big vision for our clinic, and this opportunity was presented to us and it just felt right. We're going to have an outdoor sensory playground. We're going to be able to have my animals there. I used to do a lot of animal assisted therapy, but I can't have them now across the street from the trap. So we will have them at the new clinic. We're also going to have a therapeutic preschool program for those kiddos who are just not quite ready to be in a traditional preschool. Because that's a big part of my background and it's something that I've missed in my life. So I'm looking to kind of combine my therapeutic expertise with my background in preschool as well. And it's going to be huge. We're going to bring in some mental health counseling. And then our current location where we are now is going to it's really going to be just for our social groups. Our social groups are so popular, but they're very hard to run because the clinic is so busy in after school. So that is going to kind of be, if you think like social sparks, but extraordinary kids version. So does anyone have any questions?
I have to say, I have referred many people there.
You have, and I am so thankful. And we
Yes.
love all of your kiddos that you sent to us.
I can't believe it was May when you presented here. I would have said for sure it was the beginning of this year.
It is
So
crazy.
time flies,
It
but
really
after
does.
your presentation last May, I just was very impressed with you and your knowledge and your presence, just your presence.
Lots of presence.
Thank you. I do
felt
have to
very
say we're so
comfortable with
thankful.
not really knowing you well, but seeing what you're doing and hearing from a few people of referring.
Thank
My
you.
teams, every single Wednesday we meet, and every single Wednesday we're referring someone to extraordinary kids, so.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel very fortunate that you guys have been so supportive because we love our Smithfield families. They're all great. Like
There's
every
huge
family that
needs,
comes
so
to us.
You're
is
meeting a
so-
really big need for us.
Thank
You
you.
cannot have a wait list as a meeting.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't promise we'll always
I
do that.
know.
but For now, I don't see it filling up anytime soon. So.
Yes, it's been wonderful to have that
Thank
right in
you.
town. and- Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
When is your opening day for this new place?
So last year, grand opening was on May 6th, my birthday, and I'm hoping that we can do that again this year.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool.
Let us know if we can help them.
I'm gonna employ Ella. Right?
She loves.
They
she
want her
loves-
to come back. Oh my
Oh,
god.
she'd love to come back.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be a cute baby.
Oh, she would love to come back. So yeah, my daughter got to go last Thursday and help out with a friend there and got to hang out and
She was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
it's helped her because now she's like, Mom, this might be something I want to do. And so it's been good, so thank you.
She
loved it.
like everything's Ella.
Yeah, she loves it. No, she got to go there and like help out. And she's like, maybe I'll go speech or OT or I gave her that opportunity.
Natural, it's just within her, like she is born to do that, so she needs to keep coming.
There's a lot of good, like, kiddos and like that one, and like having them come to like the buddy, like doing a best buddy program. Would be
Telling me about their program. When I was with her, I actually, used to work with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brought me a little bit on.
I probably, yeah, your friend Kim has said that.
Yes, I really so.
Ella will help keep them, so.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're just,
I love her.
we can chit chat all about the amazing things of extraordinary Kids therapy after, but we're gonna move on. We have the new president of Smithfield Little League, and we have the coach of the Challenger team here to talk about the Challenger team.
We talk about a tough act to follow. I mean, Ashley is unbelievable. I guess we should come over here, I guess. Actually, you guys all know her. You spoke very highly of her. She's a huge contributor to Smithfield Little League. This is my first year as president. And we are trying to grow not just our all-stars, but every division, every child, every player. Ralph and I talked. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. No problem. I get distracted easily.
My cute kids up there, what can I say?
And then I don't blink. So we are making a huge effort to try and grow every division. This is my wife Dina. She came to this meeting, I believe the last meeting was her first meeting. And when she came home and told me about it, I thought it was a great opportunity to get the word out. For any child to not know about it is a huge problem. It's been heavily publicized before in previous years, and it should still be now. I brought Ralph and asked him to come and talk because the Challengers division is basically Ralph's baby. He's been running Challengers now for 10+ years, and for me to stand up here and speak to all of you, I could not do the justice that he will be able to do it. So without further ado, Ralph, the floor is yours, buddy.
Right. Well, the Challenger program is for any child with special needs. Doesn't matter what it is, all ages. It's free of charge. Cause I know some people, they're like, oh, I don't know, my son or my daughter will actually make it through the season, so there's no charge. They play games, we set up practices. We have stations in the practices, there's all different stations that they do. We try to get high school kids to volunteer, and they shadow them. And they act as buddies. And we also have the players can come with their past workers or an aunt or uncle or whoever they're familiar with. And then we play games against other towns in our district, which is Lincoln, Cumberland, Gloucester. And we end the season before it gets too hot, because a lot of them start to
Overheat real quick.
lose them when it gets hot.
You get out as the rest of us are gearing into full action.
Yeah, but it's fun. The kids have a good time. If anyone has any questions, I can answer any questions.
What's the ages?
5 and up.
5 months.
And Ralph is very accommodating to the individual child on the team. Gabriel has been on it for at least 5 years now. He's been on it since before COVID. And everybody, he's blind, and Ralph has, which I found out tonight, made balls that Gabriel could actually hear. So they would shake. One whistles very loudly and it's obnoxious, but he can hear it. And they have bases that when they step on them, they squeak. So that's fun. All the kids like that. But even, that's just Gabriel, but every parent that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, Ralph's great. Like, I feel like you send an email asking the parents, like, what does your child need? How can they help? And you're right in the field with all of us every week, the whole time. And it was kind of cool too that we got to be part of the parade last year. That was a big deal for the kids that were able to be on it, but that was like death heat day and we were all dripping sweat everywhere. But it was exciting. And we do a tournament too. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
In Attleboro, we do a tournament that we get to be a part of and they get a medal for. So.
Yeah, when I first started, people thought I was crazy because I'd give all the kids a bat and let them hit the baseball. And I think they have a good time. I do a pretty good job. Small kids hit pitched balls. They start off on the tee. As soon as they can come off the tee, they hit the ball. Tell them, run fast, jump on the base. You know, I always tell them their job is to get to the base before whoever they're with. You know, I tell them, he told me he's faster than you, or she told me he's faster than you. I have a little banter that goes back and forth with the kids. But they have a good time. We all have a good time.
Yeah, it's very individualized, how the ball is hit, even the types of bats, there's a bunch of different types. But everything is pretty awesome for all abilities. And then we've all become like a huge family and we've all learned each other's kids and can help each other out, which is fun too.
A great opportunity for the buddies as well. And my daughter hosted it and just a great opportunity for them to be on the field. My daughter has no baseball experience. And Ralph was very accommodating to letting her come. And I went with her the first time because she was really nervous. She had the glove on the wrong, I'm a softball, I was the captain of the softball team. My kid has her glove on the wrong hand. I'm like, oh my gosh, you have your glove on the wrong hand. You truly know nothing. But we just got assigned a student and just had fun with him. And so it's a great opportunity for your typically developing students as well to just go out and have fun together. And again, Ralph welcomes everybody. And sometimes you have a team come, right? One of the teams will come and buddy up with the kids because that was part of what my son did. I think my boys went, did you have a party at the end too?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
Big
pizza
party.
party at the
Yeah.
end of the season. Every player gets a trophy.
Very funny.
I have these flyers here with my email address and phone number. I can leave them on the back
Yeah,
table.
perfect.
if anyone-
So let us know if
Spread
you
out,
want.
'cause I spread the word last year and I already signed them up, but I know I haven't sent.
Our signups are open, registration.
Registration
It's already
is
been-
open.
Yeah.
Well, we just got that flyer today.
Smithfieldleague.org.
So I'm the principal of one of the elementary schools and I just got the flyer sent to me today to share with families. But I didn't see, I wonder if we should send something specific, that Challenger flyer that you have, Ralph.
Yeah.
We could get that approved by the superintendent and send that.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
families might not be aware or.
Just let us know whatever you guys need and we will make sure we take care of it.
And we can post it to our, it's a
Yeah.
regular.
Yeah.
Smithfield, I love
Yeah.
it.
Specific to just calendar or just the Smithfield, like.
Smithfieldleague.org.
Yeah. And then you can pick the
Pick
challenge.
which division.
Like when you put in the child's age, it shows you all of the teams they could potentially be on and Challenger is always one.
And we're always looking for volunteers or buddies. So.
That's on that letter.
High school.
I do this at everywhere I go, the winter clinics, the whole 9 yards. Moms, don't think that it's just the dad thing that goes out there and volunteer.
Oh, I
We've gotten
feel
many
it
moms
every week.
that come out. I made the mistake last week of asking mom if her husband wanted to sign up to help at the winter clinics, and she's like, I've coached softball for how many years? Baseball. I said, absolutely.
Learned your lesson, you learned your lesson.
Yes, I did. But no, honestly, the league can't run without volunteers. Especially Ralph here. I don't even remember, how long has it been since your son's been in the league?
The Challenger division, my son's 25. He hasn't played in about 10 years now.
And here he is. He's still here. Ralph is.
He retired when David Ortiz retired. He said, he outsmarted me.
Oh, hey, go out on top. Yeah, can't blame him. So,
Thank you guys very much.
Thank
thank
you.
thank you for having us.
Right. Good choice again, so that's showing. So bad. Sorry. All right. So Santa and Mrs. Claus, who we've got pros, cons, and things that we want to change a little bit moving forward. I want to thank you, Eileen, for blasting about it. It was huge this year. The second that we opened those doors, we were swamped. Like everybody was in the cafeteria and it was a good time. We had tons of different arts and crafts activities this year. We had a lot of bigger bins and different types of sensory things kind of going on. Like just instead of just a rice and like sand, we also had beans, we had pasta, we had a crazy amounts of different fidget toys that the kids could play with. We felt that the 3 hours was just enough time. It was not too short, not too long. And then we got a great collection for the Rotary of clothing and toys. I was able to bring them to overflowing like big boxes of things. So that was really exciting. Some things that we realized, honestly, for our own children, which made us laugh, was there's no space that we really had for the kids to regroup because the volume gets really loud, but also it just got so overwhelming so fast that because we are in the cafeteria and we're not elsewhere, there was no space. And then we had all the round tables, but you know, Gabriel and other children that came were in wheelchairs and we didn't have a specific table that they could just roll up to do arts and crafts, and it was 100% on me. I should have known better. One was my own child, right? And you know, it's one of those things that I was so focused on making sure there's enough room between the tables for the wheelchairs to go through that I wasn't even focused on, oh, they can't even sit here. Like, so that was 100% on me. And then we got mixed feedback about it being the same day as the parade. It's always been the same day as the parade so that people could do like a whole Christmassy themed day. But it just seemed that this year it was way more hectic for people than other years. We were also very like, you need to be out to the minute at this time. So we were able to, but again, because it was such a bigger event, it did take more time to break down. And it was just kind of, you know, there was a lot of stress happening that day. So next year, to alleviate some of the stressors for a lot of the kiddos, we're gonna keep all the arts and crafts in the cafeteria like we have, but move Santa to like the side hallway over there so that kids don't have to go through the arts and crafts to see Santa, but still if they want to, they can go around and it's still isolated. So we'll like kind of have a barrier and really direct kids over there because a lot of people couldn't get their pictures with Santa because they had to walk through the whole cafeteria, which other families liked that they had to walk through the whole cafeteria this time. So we're just gonna move Santa. Right. But you know, for Grayson, as you see, he's not with Santa because by the time Santa got there, there was just too many kids for him and it was overwhelming. So, you know, we want to make sure it's for everybody, but he wasn't able to, and he was there right away. So, that was kind of sad. Also just having more visuals everywhere for everybody that anybody can read, versus just kind of having like the Ability Bridge kids that came and all of their help, like they were awesome, but you know, some of the things they might have struggled with to help other kids. So just having more visuals in general on like what the activities are, what everyone should be doing at each station. And then a physical sensory space, we're figuring that out, but it's definitely something that a lot of kids need, even if it's just a space that they can like run. 2 years ago, we were able to do the courtyard, but it was just too cold once we opened that door. So just trying to figure out something for that overstimulation that we have.
That would make me very nervous.
Well, that was the other part.
Kids
But
jump
you
right
know,
up to sleep.
obviously a safe space that, you know, is not going to put us at a liability stage either, that we just have to figure out. And then just moving the date to the second Sunday of December, it takes away from being on the same day as the parade. And also, we do an event the second Saturday of every other month of the school year, except December, because it's too much. So instead of, you know, just putting that in place so that it's just consistent that the second Saturday of every month of the school year, we have an event, just to make it easy. But
Would
yeah.
you ever consider having, I know this is like almost sacrilegious, but 2 Santas so that if there was so many people waiting, you could have, you know, one in one hallway, one in another, they don't even have to see
See
the
each other,
other one.
that's, yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good
And
point.
then people could maybe.
And we didn't have a lot of kids waiting for Santa.
didn't?
It was more of the, so, sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
go ahead.
I think a lot of it was, we had Santa at the end of,
This side. Wait,
like the cafeterias, when you walk in, he was all the way to the back, so when kids walk in, it's like,
It was loud.
whoa.
It
there's
was,
six-
I don't think
everybody-
it was very sensitive.
We had him all the way in, like, in the back, almost near,
near here,
like near
like this
here.
end of the cafeteria.
All the way, but the year before, we had him in the front, so kids came in, they saw him, it was
But they were
like,
running
they
through
got their
other
attention
people's
right there.
pictures, and that was the other, so that's why we moved Santa this way to try to get, and last year, we also heard that so many people didn't realize all of the arts and crafts activities or sensory activities because Santa was right there, so they did Santa and left. So that's why we flipped it this year. And then we had the dilemma of, you know, it was overwhelming that so many kids didn't want to have to go through where everyone else
Well,
was.
you said so many more people, louder.
Yeah, and it's just, we had 10 tables worth of arts and crafts activities and sensory events, and all the tables were full almost the
Wow.
entire time.
That's awesome.
nothing
So-
is the balloon arch, some kids are scared of balloons.
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
have
yeah.
balloons, so they walk in, they see a balloon arch, so we have to take that into
Yeah.
consideration.
Yeah.
And yes, like, so we didn't think of that, but like, my son went to Pleasant Views Santa, and that, if anyone's been there, that's a hot mess. Like,
Yeah.
the PTO, it's just, we have so many kids, and he was fine because I snuck him in the back of the side door. He was able to see him and then like
Yeah.
leave, like it was, so it's just to try and get a
Yeah.
quicker, to try and brainstorm an idea for a quicker in and out for certain kiddos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
just-
why I figured if we,
Able to come in that, like, it was like VIP service for Grayson for that. I mean,
Yeah.
That was the most overwhelming experience I've ever. been through.
Yeah.
It was like, it was my
There's just
first
so many
time.
kids.
It was my first time.
Yeah, so much.
We
fun.
did the Pleasant View in January last year, so I've never experienced like a Pleasant View PTO event.
It's
And
my
then
only
I was
perk
like,
of being
oh,
on the
it's here.
PTO.
That was
That's all I
the
got.
experience of my life, but like, he came right in that door, saw Santa and was gone.
Yes.
They took him out.
But he was
Like,
great.
that was
He loved
quick.
Santa, loved
Yeah.
to sit there. and
But
it was
yeah, like I
that-
couldn't imagine if he had to go through that.
but it'll
line.
also be nice too, having it somewhere they can come in the other door. Like having Santa in a hallway, they can come in the other side and not have to see.
So I'm in it to win it, but like that, I left it, I was like, I don't know what just happened. I just handed out candy canes and it was like so.
Yes, we were together. You handed out candy
Yeah.
canes and I was just
I'll
kind of,
volunteer because it's Amanda, I don't know what I'm doing, and I left, it was traumatized.
I was like, oh yeah, no, we get like, we get like there was so many people. It's
So
just.
many people.
so many.
That's
line
great,
people.
though. That's a good problem to have because you have so many families and so
Involved.
much involvement. That's a beautiful
It was,
thing.
it was amazing,
It's
but
just
it
a
went
matter
like
of figuring
45
out some
minutes after
logistics.
it closed.
I
or, like,
know.
30 minutes.
Cause then it's like,
the
right
event
after
closed.
this family, I'm like, I can't tell a kid not to see Santa. Like, they've been waiting this whole time. And I'm like,
Right.
all right, Santa, it's gonna be one more. All right, it's just gonna be one more. And then we're like, all right, so we ended up, everybody saw her.
Yeah.
I just couldn't tell somebody, you were waiting on that.
No.
Like, that's just an awful, that wasn't gonna be me. But, so just more things, if anyone can brainstorm
Yeah.
any other.
Any
Even like
other
maybe make
ideas
it
and
pass
stuff.
or pre-registered or something.
Could they ever do an
Something.
appointment?
So,
A half hour,
so
like 1 to
Leah
1:30,
Cook,
2 to 2:30?
she runs like the big Rhode Island special ed parent thing in Rhode Island and tried that
We
and.
did a lot of Santa events and we decided not to do them anymore because it was too overwhelming. We were signing people up for time slots and then people were like messaging us the minute before and they're gonna get there and like.
Yeah,
Then we had Santa who was donating all his time to us and then he would be sitting there with nobody and it was very difficult because we don't know what to expect from our kids, right?
Right.
So like.
It could take 10 minutes. it could
Yeah,
take
like
20,
even my kid,
Yeah.
he's 13 now, but and you would think I would have a better handle, but like certain things will set him off than.
Right.
other
yeah,
things.
and that's why we think
So-
just moving him, like,
Yeah.
the Santa that we have, he will take as much time as any of the children need. He'll let them play with like all of what he's got on, all the stuff around him. He'll get off the chair so they can sit on the chair, you know, anything they need. But it's just having the space, I think now outside of the
A little bit
cafeteria,
in the
right?
Yeah.
Cause I mean, it's great that each year it's getting bigger and bigger and the word's getting out more, but you know, we just have to adapt to it and,
No, votes, yeah, no votes.
but yeah. Okay,
Good problems to have.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
for sure.
So positivity showcase, December winner, it's not supposed to say winner, was Kelly Marshall. So, which was great. We went to, tracked her down at Gallagher.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
everywhere. you know?
Yes. So that was a mission, but she was the December winner, and then January will be 2. We're going next week, so we don't want to give anything away what schools we'll be at, but so there are 2. And then after this, if anyone wants to stay, we'll be having a vote after the meeting for the committee to read the next, how many?
I have 5.
5. All right, so read the next 5,
pick
and
2.
we're gonna pick 2 out of those for February. Save the date for the color run. So this is our big next event. May 4th, rain date's May 5th. This year we have all of the soccer fields. So I was talking to the soccer president yesterday and letting them know that, again, that just I have the fields. So just a heads up to them. So we're switching the route a little bit where we went in where it says like Bruce Hewitt Trails. We're gonna go in behind
We're just reversing.
it. So
If you did
completely
it last
reversing it.
year, we're just flipping it.
And then you're gonna come out the Bruce Hewitt to the soccer field, so we can have like a little kind of party.
Yeah, so start at the senior center and just like a normal exit out into everything.
So shortly, we'll be sending out, I already made registration links, volunteer sign up links. We're gonna do like a pre-register just to count how many people, because I feel like this is gonna be bigger than last year. Last year we had like 300 people, and then I was still hearing like, I wish we knew about it. I wish we knew about it. So
And that's only people that actually came to the table to like say they were there with
Right.
300 count. And there was a lot of people that didn't actually sign in.
Right.
So
So, just some vendors that already signed on. Special Olympics is signed on, the Autism Project, Down syndrome, Rhode Island. I'm in talks also with the Doug Flutie Foundation for autism, so that's one that could be another big vendor to come. And I've just been emailing out, so if anybody has any other connections of other organizations, let me know. We've been emailing since December, November, trying not too early, but trying to just giving people a, hey, save the date. And then now that it's January, I'm just gonna keep annoying everybody to commit to coming, but, so yeah. And then individually, we would love to have the different schools do something too, and I know not everybody can be there, but even just whatever a school can do or wants to do. I was thinking about Gallagher with the buddies there, having maybe a table set up, ability bridge at the high school, and then seeing the other elementary schools if they want to do some, or if they want to just make a picture or have kids make a poster or something. Because it's a weekend, so you can't be like, yeah, kids come, but if they want to come and want to be involved, then they should be able to. So that's something in the works also. So if anyone has any ideas on that, we're welcome to. Whoever wants to be involved, whoever can, even if you can't be there, but you want to make a sign, perfect. Okay, so we're doing something a little different. And last meeting we had some talks about a survey. And the survey where we had parents say different things they liked about the district, different things they want to see change, different glows and grows type of thing. So we decided this meeting to we had a presenter, and then they couldn't make it. So we had a panel that was supposed to come, a college panel, and they couldn't be here. So we're like, all right, what do we do? And I'm like, why don't we embrace the glows and the grows of the district? It's January. We're going to be starting a whole, not new year, but it's a new year, but still the same school year. So I figure we could all kind of get to know each other a little more by just kind of like an icebreaker activity. I know they're awkward, but it's something just to kind of do something fun before we start a group work. So I have this.
Oh, this is what I'm gonna stop with.
And you want to stop that?
Yes, and we are not gonna record this portion of the meeting.
Like, all right, so this was a parent school representation, so we had that questionnaire. This is just a breakdown of, so we had all 5 schools hit, the high school is the smallest, but
This is just of the responses we've gotten so far. We'll get more. We're not showing you that data right now. Because we have a meeting with Eileen and Dawn in 2 weeks, and we want to make sure we show them all the specifics before we bring it to this meeting.
but
They're showing like of responses that,
yeah, we did I took out the specifics, so just so I would, So
Is this the one that we talked about before?
this is the one we
Yeah,
talked about.
and just to show you
specific.
more specifics, because last
Yeah.
time you were saying like, can we see some of it?
Yeah.
So these
And how
are,
many responses total?
18, 19,
yes.
19, 18, 19.
How many special ed families do we have? Or how many special ed kids?
Just IEP 395.
And that's why we're gonna have Eileen blast it next week. But well, but that's why we didn't show percentages. We just wanted to show like, so far we've gotten the most responses from the Perch families.
And even one voice matters. So even
Yeah.
though we only had 19, like one voice matters, and that's,
Totally one voice
Yeah.
matters, but I just don't want anyone to think the glows or the grows speak for the
No.
300.
Yeah, and
But
Oh, of course
you'll,
not. Yeah, of
you'll
course not.
see that there are a lot of what we all just said, and that's the whole point of it, was to show you that just because, and that's why we didn't put numbers. Because we didn't want anyone to fixate on, well, that's not a lot of responses, because honestly, considering that's just from our Facebook page, it's really not that bad. It's,
Yeah, just- it just
right
pops
now,
up.
so far, it's just been Facebook.
Yeah.
We, like I said, we're meeting soon with Dawn and Eileen, and we're gonna ask Eileen to put it in the February blast that she sends out to families for us. But so it's like a small reach, but it's the fact that we're still getting responses, like they're still trickling in, so, but yeah.
So this was just some of them, and it's pretty much everything we've said. So that's why I didn't want to show these first, because I wanted to see if everybody kind of had the same.
One of the negative things that is not written on here, one parent commented about, and I'm saying this because I got it fixed, is a parent commented about the fact that the special ed bus routes were listed online. And they've
not
never,
listed or
they
were?
were, and they've never been listed before. And if you don't know, all the special ed buses go specifically to the houses of the students. So every stop is a residence of a special ed student. So a parent was very
That's not
vocal
true,
about
though.
not
It's not true because my buses are integrated. So how could that be true?
Gabriel's bus,
Well,
the
Gabriel's bus might stop
no,
at his house.
the
but-
special ed specific buses. There are special ed specific buses that are not, like, those routes are not supposed to be listed online. So what I'm saying, we got
But on
feedback,
his bus are typical students.
it's listed as a special ed bus. There are buses that are like,
Yeah.
yeah, there are specific buses that are listed as special ed buses.
It says on the thing, this is a
Yes.
special ed bus.
Like, it's listed online, it would say sped La Perche AM, and that's not
Oh,
supposed,
that's not okay.
well, and that's the
No.
thing, we're not supposed to be. All of them are, yes, but the specific special ed buses are not supposed to be listed anywhere because every single stop is a residence. Like the other buses, some of them are, some of them aren't, but the whole point is, I called DATCO and they have all been removed, every single one. So that was rectified, but it was like, we got a big complaint, and I understood, like, I'm so used to it and I don't focus on it, that I was like, well, unless somebody knows, they don't necessarily know.
So really, we
But
just have to
it's,
get rid of the word sped. It should
Right,
say
just
bus
a
10,
bus,
just like bus 10.
but
because-
there's so many, a lot of the special ed buses are the same numbers as regular ed, as the integrated buses, and that was that's how they were doing it some of the times, not at all the schools.
Okay.
Like a 22 Gabriel's might go to, is going to your school as a special ed bus, and it might go to another school not as a special ed bus, so
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
why they had to say sped La Perche.
Oh.
And so that was the problem, like it
Okay.
was, there was no
Yeah,
denying.
that's how I found it.
Yeah, but and so prior to this year, like, email blasts would go out to the special ed family saying like, this is the bus route, or you would get a phone call
You get a
from the
call.
bus company being like, this is the route that you're on. But this year they were online, so that was just one thing I wanted to make sure it was out there, that those have been taken down, because it was I understood the concern for it. Cause yeah, there was no denying what the bus was, and it shouldn't be listed like that, but it is,
Bus 20.
Right.
yeah,
Right, yeah, that's right. Didn't even
Yeah.
notice that.
right.
Okay. Our next meeting is the autism project coming, which is a good one, and then we have a parent meeting, February 28th, and we're gonna have it at Extraordinary Kids. And we're just gonna go over nobody's IEP. Yes, so nobody's IEP in depth at all. It's just gonna be this page is where you'll find your services, this page is where you'll find your accommodations.
Yeah.
This is what 0.5
Or
means
breakdown.
on your services, because I get that like
0.33.
0.33, what does this even mean? So a lot of parents don't even.
Or
know that
even like, when do I figure out ESY? Like little thing, why isn't checked off yet? I know they're gonna be on it, like those little
Yeah, so just
basic.
key
No, I
terms.
think on your
basic-
brochure, it says 6 o'clock for the parent meetings.
Yes,
That's
so
6:30.
we're
Yeah.
switching it to 6:30, so we're gonna blast that out because the clinic,
Just for this particular. parent?
just for this
Because I have
particular
other
one,
ones
just
that
for, because
say-
we're
Yeah.
having it at the clinic.
And that'll be part of when we talk to them next week and have Eileen send an email, she can blast just the.
Yeah.
family,
And if
just
you
to help.
can think of anything that parents ask, like. At IP, like that's a
Questions,
reoccurring question, like I always get that, what does 0.5 mean
Yeah.
on the IEP? Or what do you mean an accommodation page? What does that even mean? Or what page is that? Or, what do you mean a goal? Like just stuff that parents will sit there and teachers will go over it in an IEP meeting and then they clam up and they don't want to ask anything. And then they come back and they're like, I don't know what you mean by goal. Yeah, exactly. So it's a sensitive matter. So just, but yeah, no personal IEPs will be
Yeah, that's a good
discussed.
one, the
It's just,
10-day waiver.
oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Good one.
I'm gonna write it down. So just in the IEP process, I've had people ask me like, they won't just give me an IEP, but there's a whole process, like, and then,
People
like,
always
it's my
say
kid
that.
out of school.
Parents ask about, "Oh, I want an IEP for my child."
Yeah.
Like, that's not how it
Yeah, that's not how it works, or, yeah.
I was like really informed at this point, but.
Good time. I've had the question too, like, my kid that needs an IEP, but I pulled them out of school, I'm like, okay, but you have to go through the whole evaluation process, you're not just gonna be given an IEP, your kid needs to wait the whole process, you can't just pull. There's a whole process to it, so just kind of basic things like that. Yeah. What's stuff, oh yeah, these are just more important dates to remember.
The second Saturday, like I said earlier, is always the sensory friendly. We bring tons of toys and fidgets and arts and crafts activities to East Smithfield Public Library up in the conference room. It is literally every single second Saturday. I don't think they're all listed, only February is listed, but it is every month and East Smithfield's public. East Smithfield Public Library has also been pushing it out to families, which is great. Like they're starting to put it in the Smithfield Times too. So they've been really like
Yeah,
helping
we send
families
to the
find it.
parents, I don't think I have that one on.
Yeah.
That's
But
it.
but
So any questions, comments?
My one other piece of advice, and this is not, just take a look at.
Oh, special ed.
But our PTA meetings, we do keep to 1 hour, so we
Yeah.
have more people come. Because, 6:30, so it's almost 2 hours. Which I love being with all of you. But my husband's not happy. Well, a lot of times after PTA, that group goes out, and they all go out, because they don't wanna be home until bedtime's done.
Yeah.
well, that's another thing we're trying to figure out too, because even with speakers, like we try to tell the speakers only you have 20 minutes, including questions, but then if there's continuing, yeah. Well, it depends on the topic too, like.
Like the lawyer guy was here I was counting the ceiling tiles last week, and he was great, super informative, but it just got, I was like, oh my God, it's so late, and I'm
Well,
just,
autism project is so good too. It's-
Yes. yeah, that'll be a great.
Yeah. And I can end this.
What happened?